My brother lives in an area with some of the hardest water in the country. His kitchen and bathroom faucets looked like they'd been attacked by a mineral fungus. Crusty white buildup, green-blue stains, chalky residue that wouldn't wipe off with regular cleaners. He'd been using commercial lime removers that barely dented the buildup, and a plumber told him he'd need to replace the faucets, which he quoted at $600 installed. Before he agreed, I gave him a $1 bottle of the liquid he already had under his sink and showed him how to use it properly. One weekend of treatment and his faucets looked almost new, shiny chrome, clean edges, no crust. 2 years later, he applies the same liquid quickly every few weeks and his fixtures look like they did when they were installed. Let me walk you through what hard water does to fixtures, why commercial cleaners often fail, and the $1 liquid that dissolves mineral buildup effectively. First, let's talk about hard water. Hard water contains dissolved minerals, primarily calcium and magnesium, picked up as water passes through rocks and soil. When hard water evaporates, those minerals are left behind as white or tan crust. On fixtures, this shows up as scale around the base of faucets, inside aerators, at the rim of toilet bowls, on shower heads, around sink drains, and anywhere water regularly dries. The minerals, primarily calcium carbonate, bond tightly to metal and ceramic surfaces. Regular cleaners like soap, ammonia, or all-purpose sprays don't dissolve mineral scale. They might remove the surface dust, but they don't touch the crusty deposits themselves. The only thing that effectively removes calcium carbonate is acid. Mild acid dissolves the mineral structure, turning the crust into a liquid that can be wiped away. Strong acid works faster but can damage metal finishes. The trick is finding an acid strong enough to dissolve scale, but gentle enough to not damage the faucet itself. Commercial lime and scale removers use phosphoric acid or sulfamic acid, which work well but cost $10 to $20 for a modest-sized bottle, and carry warnings about damaging brass, nickel, and certain plated finishes. The $1 alternative is white vinegar. 5% acetic acid, mild enough to not damage most finishes, cheap enough to use generously, and effective enough to dissolve most mineral scale. A gallon of white vinegar costs about $3 and treats dozens of fixtures. Here's the approach. Step 1. Identify the scaled surfaces. Walk around with a bright flashlight and look at every fixture. Faucet bases, aerator screens, shower heads, toilet rims, sink drains, and anywhere water regularly accumulates. Note which are most built up. Step 2. The basic vinegar method for external surfaces. Pour white vinegar onto a cloth or paper towel and wrap it around the scaled part of the faucet. For faucet bases with crust around them, drape a vinegar-soaked cloth over the area and leave for 30 minutes. The cloth keeps the vinegar in contact with the scale. Periodically re-wet the cloth if it dries out. Step 3. After soaking, scrub with a stiff brush, toothbrush, or the non-abrasive side of a sponge. The softened scale should come off easily. For very thick scale, a second application may be needed. Step 4. For faucet aerators, which are the screens at the tip of the faucet where water comes out, unscrew them. They should turn off by hand or with a wrench. Soak them in a cup of pure vinegar for 30 minutes to an hour. The scale dissolves and you can then rinse and reinstall. Aerators severely clogged with scale restrict water flow, so cleaning them also improves faucet performance. Step 5. For shower heads, wrap the head in a plastic bag filled with vinegar and secured with a rubber band. Leave it for an hour or two, the spray holes get completely cleared, and water flow is restored. Step 6. For toilet bowls with mineral stains at the waterline, pour vinegar into the bowl, let it sit for a few hours or overnight, then scrub with a toilet brush and flush. Step 7. For sink drains and around the base of fixtures, apply vinegar with a spray bottle. Let it sit, scrub, rinse. For stubborn scale that vinegar alone doesn't fully remove, a few enhancements help. Heat the vinegar before application. Warm vinegar works faster than cold. Microwave a cup of vinegar for 30 seconds. Careful not to boil. Apply the warm vinegar and let it work. Combine with baking soda, not for the chemistry, which actually neutralizes each other, but for the physical action. After vinegar has softened the scale, sprinkle a little baking soda and scrub. The mild abrasive lifts loosened material, use a paste. For vertical surfaces where vinegar runs off, make a paste with vinegar and a bit of flour or baking soda. The paste stays in place longer and gives extended contact time. For extreme cases, use citric acid powder. Pure citric acid, about $5 for a small container at the grocery store or online, is a stronger acid than vinegar but still safe for most fixtures. Mix 2 tablespoons of citric acid with a cup of warm water and apply like vinegar. It works faster and is more effective on thick scale. For scale that resists all vinegar and citric acid treatment, commercial scale removers with sulfamic or phosphoric acid are the next step. Use sparingly and follow the label carefully to avoid damaging finishes. After cleaning, a maintenance schedule keeps the fixtures looking good. Wipe faucets dry after use, the single biggest preventive step. Drying fixtures after washing hands or the dishes removes the water that would otherwise evaporate and leave scale. Treat fixtures weekly or monthly with vinegar before scale builds up. 5 minutes of vinegar application keeps fixtures looking new. Consider a water softener for the house. Softeners remove the calcium and magnesium that cause scale and fixtures stay clean permanently. A whole house softener costs about $600 to $1,200 installed, and salt refills at about $100 a year. For homes with severe hard water, softeners are a long-term investment that pays back in appliance life and cleaning effort. For homes without softeners, a tank water heater will accumulate scale inside over time, reducing its efficiency and lifespan. Consider flushing the tank annually to remove sediment. On-demand tankless heaters need periodic descaling, typically annually, using citric acid or vinegar recirculated through the unit. Additional tips for specific fixtures. For brass or bronze fixtures, vinegar is generally safe for short exposures. For longer soaks, check the finish for any dulling. If dulling appears, shorten soak time or use a weaker acid. For nickel and chrome finishes, vinegar is safe. These are the most scale-prone finishes and the most vinegar-compatible. For oil-rubbed bronze and antique finish fixtures, be careful. Acids can remove the patina coating that gives these their look. Test in a hidden area first. For stone countertops around sinks, do not apply vinegar. Natural stone like marble and granite can be etched by vinegar. Use non-acidic cleaners for stone surfaces and keep vinegar strictly on the fixture itself. For glass shower doors, which develop mineral scale from shower water, vinegar works well. Spray and let sit for 10 minutes, wipe clean. For glass with long-standing buildup, a paste of baking soda and water, scrub it gently, followed by vinegar rinse, removes the deposits. For the rim of toilet bowls under the flush edge, where water lines form and scale accumulates, pour a cup of vinegar in, then use a brush to distribute it around. Let sit overnight for stubborn deposits. Sinks and tubs with mineral staining along the drain and overflow areas benefit from regular vinegar treatment. Pour vinegar down the drain monthly to prevent buildup. A few honest notes: not every white deposit is mineral scale. Some white spots are hard water stains that come off easily, while others are corrosion or etching that won't come off at all. If vinegar has no effect after a full treatment, the issue may be corrosion rather than scale. For fixtures with decorative caps or pop-up assemblies, disassembly may be needed to clean inside. For most kitchen and bathroom sinks, the pop-up assembly can be unscrewed for cleaning. For plumbers who have replaced fixtures in your home, check whether the installed fixtures rated for hard water. That's your situation. Some fixtures have ceramic cartridge valves that handle hard water better than others. The economic comparison: $3 for a gallon of vinegar treats all fixtures in the house for 6 months to a year. $5 for citric acid powder for tougher cases, total under $10 per year. Versus $600 for fixture replacement that wouldn't have been necessary. Versus $10 to $20 per bottle of commercial cleaners that barely work. One more thing, if your hard water problem is severe enough that fixtures keep scaling quickly no matter what you do, look at the bigger picture. Water softener systems pay back in appliance life, fixture appearance, reduced cleaning time, and reduced soap and detergent use. For households in very hard water areas, it's often the best long-term investment. And for rental tenants, vinegar is the only scale remover you usually need. Landlords generally don't install softeners for rentals, so the periodic vinegar routine keeps fixtures looking acceptable. If your faucets and fixtures have been looking crusty despite your cleaning efforts, switch to vinegar this weekend. Start with the faucet aerators, which come off easily and often show the biggest flow improvement. Then work through the shower heads, the toilet bowls, the sink drains. By Sunday evening, the fixtures will look noticeably better. And if you maintain the routine, they'll stay looking good for years. Hard water is real, so is the solution. It's just in the grocery store instead of the plumbing aisle for $1 or $2.